TBC Kindle. I'm Brother Tyler, and we're here again today with another Kindle Daily Devotional. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about standing in the gap for the people of this world. So I'm going to read from Genesis chapter 18, verses 22 through 26. And the men turned their faces from thence and went towards Sodom, but Abraham stood yet before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked. That be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And the Lord said, If I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. Now, without going too much into detail of everything that's going on here, we know that Abraham here is praying and he keeps talking to the Lord about bringing the numbers down, and it goes all the way down to 10. But the kind of thing I want to focus on today is just this little thought that I had about this whole situation here, because we see that the Lord is getting ready to destroy the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah and all the other cities that are in the little plain there, because they're so immensely wicked and it's just evil, rampant, and it's disgusting. You kind of see some of that in the next chapter. It's really bad. But what's interesting is that Abraham is interceding for the people of Sodom, predominantly for any righteous that would be in there, and I would assume that he had Lot and his family in mind. So we have to wonder, why on earth would the Lord desire to destroy these cities if there's righteous in there? And from seeing, in my opinion, from seeing what goes on in the next chapter, the way that Lot reacts to people standing outside of his house, the way that he treats the angels when he gets there in terms of listening to what they have to say and being quick about getting out of the city, all the procrastination and laziness and the wickedness of his daughters, the disobedience of his wife, the indifference of his two sons-in-law, you have to wonder, did God even consider Lot to be righteous? You have to think about that. And that's kind of what I thought about, like, why would the Lord do this? And that this could also be a way of God testing Abraham to see what he would react to if, God plans on destroying Sodom and Gomorrah with Lot and his family in there. He could have just been trying to see how Abraham would react, intending for him to intercede, which is very possible. But, I think having that in mind, that God may not have even considered Lot to be righteous and his family, I think that makes this so much more powerful and so much more applicable to us today, because there are so many people in this world, whether they claim to be Christians or whether they, are atheists or whatever. There are people in this world that are not living the way they ought to live according to the Word of God, and we can see that just by, obviously not right now, there's not really many people on the streets, but you could just walk down the city of Indianapolis and we can see that the place is riddled with people that are disobeying the Word of God and the will of God for their lives. But what's awesome is that we have the opportunity to stand in the gap for them. And I'm not going to go too much into detail on, intercessory prayer. I'm not very well versed in that subject. You may want to get in contact with Sister Julian or Sister Faulkner, or Sister Amy, if you want to know a little bit more about that. But we can still stand in the gap for the people of this world, whether they be Christians or not. We can go to God in prayer for them, bringing up names of friends that we may have had in high school and asking the Lord to open a door for them to be saved, whether it's through us or through another apostolic. Just an open door of some point before they can, or before, the Lord comes back, if it's soon or not. We have the opportunity to go to God for these people in prayer and intercede on behalf of the city of Indianapolis and our nation, and really the whole world as well. So I encourage you today to take a little bit of time and pray for Pray for the city of Indianapolis. Pray for this country. Pray for the world. Pray for some friends that you had in school or maybe at work that you maybe want to witness to and haven't done it yet, or you've witnessed to and they just have kind of closed you off. I encourage you to take the time and pray about these people today. Maybe reach out to some old friends and just kind of talk to them and maybe try and weave a spiritual conversation in there to show the light. So I hope I gave you a little encouragement and challenge today. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. God bless.